Guys, I am back. I grabbed a snack. I was really hungry. So I grabbed some canned peaches. I have to desperately go shopping, but I kind of want to wait for payday so I don't need to take money out of my savings because I'm trying to let that build up. So. Alright, let's fight. Finally, we can mammoth smoosh. Well, that was a quick death. I figure when we switch for lunch to Fall Guys, I'll get some mashed potatoes going because that way I can just kind of check on it between rounds. I like how the cat just like randomly comes and helps. Oh yeah, and then in terms of HW info, then I'll probably have to wait until we can get an external drive bay. And then we can try and pull it off of the old hard drive. I don't want to crack open this computer and try putting it back in, you know? I'm pretty sure I've got the install file still on there somewhere. I might even have it on my gaming PC, but I don't think so. Maybe I'll have to take a look. All right. I mean, they seem pretty safe up there. Why not just let it run out of power? And then run away. Does it have any weaknesses? No fucking clue. Okay.
Taste my fury.
Okay, so it's immune to fire. So we'll switch her to cold then. Um... Pretty sure it's probably gonna be like huge, right? No, it's only medium? Can I get it stuck in a hole? Yes, I can. Okay. We'll switch her. Because fire is clearly not going to do anything against him. Okay, and how long does this last? Oh god, this is gonna last a long time. We'll just do this then so that it... Once he pops out, we'll push T again. Whoa! Okay. Immune. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Tear them apart!
Why can nothing hit him? What the hell?
Nowhere to run.
The fuck?
Your life ebbs low.
How can nothing hit it? I'm so confused. It's all right there.
I aim true. They go down! Die, die, die!
Okay, let's move back so that it'll hopefully come out a little bit more.
What a waste. Become as dust. Come here, Bax. Not snack.
Like, why is this part a no-go zone? I'm so freaking confused.
Let the attack commence.
Ow, poor puppy.
Repent. Your life ebbs low. What a waste. Which knife to use? Bring it!
Mm.
Become as dust. Knock-knock used to lighting enemies on fire first. Be easier if not.
Well, like, I don't understand why that doesn't work. That makes no fucking sense. I got twitches.
Taste my fury. Nowhere to run. Tear them apart!
I don't know if any of this will work against him, but why not try? It's more or less free. Okay, it does look like acid damages him though, so.
Come here, Bats. Not stab you.
Most of my people are useless.
This is going to hurt.
Oh wait, shit. I could have had him attack. Crap. We at least know that acid works.
Which knife to use?
Okay. The golem freezes. Inside it, something vibrates in harmony, and the dents left by your weapons quickly repair. Harem approaches the metal monster and examines it from head to toe. An invincible idol made of indestructible metal, another proof of our empty pride. Every master wishes to create something that will outlive them, but why? So their creation will live on a short while before returning to dust with the rest of the universe? Haha. Masters. Put this out of the way. Just fell on him. He would have gone squish. Harem pulls the key. To his surprise, the whole lock comes out of the golem's body, along with the key. As Harem stands amazed, the monster falls to pieces, as if it were made not of the strongest metal in the world, but of rotten wood. Oh, wow! Adamantine, with your bare hands? You're a beast! Spill it, when did you get so strong? Have you been lifting weights at night instead of praying? Hail to Baroness Kitty! Save! You are so nearly done for! Praise Torag! My little red panda trouncing through the oil. Their animation script made even the golem stand up and turn around, even though it's supposed to be in pieces. One of the dwarves, clearly their leader, a gray-haired man with a massive symbol of Torag around his neck, jumps down from the hillock where the dwarves climb to escape the golem. He looks at Harem and what he's done, astounded. How? How did you do it? That's impossible. Impossible! I don't know. I don't! Harem, you've broken metal with your bare hands before. What? When did that happen, Kitty? Wait, are you talking about the anvil? Yes, I did do that. But why? I asked Grotus what it meant, but received no answer. Harem pensively wraps his beard around his finger. The dwarf turns to you and bows ceremoniously. Forgive me, your grace. The surprise made me lose all my manners. My name is Yarmold Skega, Paladin of Torag and the leader of this group. On behalf of our whole clan, I thank you for your help. Ekin bows to the paladin. May the Father of Creation never leave you. May he bless you, my son. And you must be Harem, the priest of Grotus? I've heard a lot about you and the unusual path you've taken. I would like to speak with you. You would like, well, I wouldn't even like to see you. We have nothing to discuss. This is just what I need, to listen to another sermon about Torag's greatness. The paladin replies to Harem's indignation with a humble bow. I am not so arrogant as to preach to a priest. Your faith is your choice. I am not one to question it. I only want to know more about your spiritual journey. In response, Harem only sniffs with contempt. Anyway, are you safe now? Yes, your grace. May Torag bless the soil you walk upon. You saved us. The Skega clan is in your debt. Alas, we have no treasure to reward you for your kind aid. But that is only temporary. Believe me, when we find a way inside the fortress and recover the legacy of our ancestors, you'll see that no one can accuse the Skega clan of stinginess. Harem sneers bitterly. Look at them, kitty. Here they are, true children of Torag, greedy, conceited, unable to see beyond their own noses. They barely escaped death, and there they are, diving into its maw again, blinded by the glitter of imaginary treasures. I contemplated making them leave, but let us allow them to stay and continue what they are doing. If they are in such a hurry to dig their own graves, let us not interfere. Thank you. I see you've no love for your people or our god. No, don't be so quick to frown. I've no wish to preach to you. But I believe you said you broke the unbreakable with your bare hands. Please tell me about this. I think I have an idea of what power lies within you. The searing palm. Heron's voice sounds dull and lifeless. The magic anvil in the desolate bronze shield fortress, desecrated by trolls. It was destroyed by my fist as if it were made of sand, or wood that had rotted from within, and only waited to be touched to fall to dust. Jarmold pensively holds his hand upon Torag's hammer, which hangs about his neck. Could it be? What you talking about? What power hides inside Harem? The touch of the Unmaker. This is a rare, very rare gift of the gods. It happens once in a generation. I can't say who grants it. Perhaps Torag, perhaps Grotus, or perhaps it comes from some other source we know nothing about. It is the power to give death to things which live on beyond their proper time. Pfft, that's rich! Any pipsqueak from our tribe knows how to break things. And you longshanks call it a gift. Ill things created with a flaw, like this golem. Desecrated, like the anvil. The robust creations of dwarven hands that beg for death but must continue to exist. A dwarf blessed by the touch of the Unmaker can put an end to their suffering. Nonsense. I've never heard of this. If Grotus granted me this power, why do I have to find out about it from some paladin of a traitor god, the god of helplessness and cowardice? A gift of the gods. By Grotus, you prove it or you admit you're lying. Jarmold listens calmly to the stream of insults raining down on him from Harem. When the latter has finally spent his breath, the paladin replies quietly, "Yes, I can prove it. His words make sense. Maybe what you thought was Torag's curse was actually a gift from the gods, which your kin simply couldn't understand." Harem winces as if all his teeth started aching at once, but then nods reluctantly. "It is possible, but then Torag and his followers are even more stupid and blind than I thought. Just imagine, Kitty, if this is true, the reason for my woe is not a curse, but the simple fact that none of my kin was wise enough to recognize a divine gift." The priest shakes his head and looks at the paladin. "You said you can prove your words, Jarmold. I challenge you now." The touch of the Unmaker is not only the power to destroy. He can take the heart from an item. All the love and effort put into it by its maker, by the mercy of Torag. Strike the golem once more, complete the unmaking, and show us its heart. Squish! Harem looks gloomily at the quiet golem, then shrugs and smashes it with his fist. The golem falls to fragments with a pitiful clink. Leaning down to search through the pieces, Harem takes hold of a shimmering blue jewel. He examines it, then turns to you. The priest's face is sad and baffled. "There, a gift from Torag, be he damned. So, what's next? What do I do with it now?" "You owe nothing to anyone, especially to Torag and his servants." "You're right." Harem hurls the jewel into the rocky ground. It breaks into shimmering shards that darken and vanish in the air. Ekans shakes his head. "Sacrilege. If you wish to keep digging a grave for you and your group, Jarmold, Then continue. I won't interfere. Maybe someday I will return to bury your bones, but for now, farewell. Jarmuld lowers his head. Farewell, Harem. Harem turns to you. Gifts from the gods, curses from the gods. I'm starting to think it's the same thing. But thank you for coming here with me. I probably wouldn't even have talked to this Jarmuld on my own. But now I have much to contemplate. Let's go. Let's leave this Skega to do as they will. Can I, like, explore? Is there any treasure in here?
Forwards. No.
I don't think so. Nope. Whoa. Alright, so now we're gonna go back. We'll swap our party out. And... oh yeah, because we never leveled her. Ooh. Sure. Okay, we'll head back here. Because I gotta take something to the storyteller, then we can swap our team back, and then we can head over to Silverstep Village. Because I'm pretty sure there was a quest there. There was something we had to talk to. Vajrani asked me to show you this spear fragment. Can you tell me anything about its owner? Storyteller touches the spear fragment. When he speaks, his voice sounds weak and depressed. We've been walking for 10 days. The caravan's owner is swearing and scratching himself. Seems the fat slob got some bad mosquito bites. I think he's regretting his decision to bypass the border guard through a smuggling route. Half the porters have upset stomachs, likely due to drinking water from the stream I found yesterday. I guess there must have been a reason it reeked. I walked in the front, trying to seem respectable and intimidating. Otherwise, they might realize I'm lost. The trouble really started 3 days ago. I only saw the map once, but there was definitely supposed to be just one path here. We found dozens. Only an experienced guide would be able to find the right one. Of course, the caravan owner thinks I'm such a guide. I told him I've been running this route for 10 years, that I know every bush by name. I really needed the money. They wouldn't let me run up my tab anymore. Candles. I'm gonna stop it. I don't want to use up all my candle at once. There's a whistle, then hooting from the bushes. Bandits, 12 ragged, filthy people with rotten teeth and sunken eyes. Not much worse than us now. Rise from the bushes, their hair and clothes a mess. I raise my spear and scream threateningly, which usually scares off the weaker ones. But not these bandits. They get close. I swing, I stumble. I'm falling, and I hear something crack. Did I break a bone? No, it was a spear. I fell across a shaft, practically sitting on it, and it snapped. The bandit attacks, his bludgeon spinning overhead. Terrified, I crawl under the cart. Members of the caravan are being slaughtered around me like cattle. It was an evil hour when they chose to trust me. Vubalak, a sham guide, a drunkard, and a sad coward who inadvertently led them all straight into a bandit ambush. The storyteller hands back the spear fragment, his forehead covered in sweat. What an unpleasant memory. I do not believe the owner of this piece was a meritorious individual. Okay, so I need 10 of the helm, 10 of the bracers, 12 of the rings, 15 of something that would be a cloak. Uh, 17 of like a glove or something. Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm missing one of that probably. A lot of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One of the ring shards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So I need 4 more of those. Ugh. Ah. Okay, we're gonna rest for the night. Okay, there's something here we can do. They're all in this together. A strange theory is spreading through the capital that the Baroness is secretly a lycanthrope. During the day, she pretends to be a gracious ruler, and at night, she roams the city in the shape of a wolf devouring children. Storyteller. Yes! I don't care. I want him to win. We're doing this. We're gonna have this storyteller do it. Yes. Oh. Okay, so I guess let's go down and... About the PS5 thermal differences? I saw that apparently there's been some tests that show no performance differences yet, but I know you probably have looked into it a little bit more. One of the things you check on YouTube will be trying to do a video on it. Okay.
Trail me.
I mean, it's like, what, 300 grams lighter or something like that? Like, it's not even that big of a difference. So I'd rather have, like, the one that's overcooled than the one that's... They don't own one of the models in question, but are actively trying to buy one, so it will come out whenever. Okay. I mean, I've seen some articles. So for those who don't know what we're talking about, there's a new version of the PS5, apparently, that's been hitting some countries. It's got a new base. It's got a new screw on the base that's designed to screw the base on without requiring a screwdriver. But apparently, it's also like 300 grams lighter, and so far the only differences that have largely been found are with the one of the heat sinks is smaller and made up of a different metal, and the fan is different. And people have noticed that the exhaust temperature is higher. Now I have the first version, like the first generation. So I don't know. There's currently debates as to whether it's worse or not. Apparently, some articles I saw, Max, actually did say that there aren't any performance hits at the moment. Like, there's no performance issues, but, I mean... But again, if you also think about it, a lot of games that are out right now weren't necessarily designed specifically for the PS5. So, you know. Though I guess the ones that come out in the future will potentially be designed for the newer hardware, so who knows. Just figured you'd say more people are looking into it, so it'll either be confirmed or not. Yeah. No, and I mean, it's not like it affects me. So. Tell the truth. The storyteller has seen that your ancestor was a coward and a failure, not a hero. I am sorry. The Vudrani frowns, but then her face lightens and a smile crosses her lips. This is not news that I expected to hear. And still, is this news all that bad? For it means that I need not sail back to Vudra, but may instead continue my work here. This reminds me of a story. Maharaja Kiben Sald etched his glorious name in history when he conquered the kingdoms of the genies. He spied on the descendants of the goddess Janasini, the Garuda, and saw how they charmed snakes by playing their flutes. Through these secrets, he discovered a way to charm and bind the genie to his will. Kiban Sald openly declared his new mastery for all to hear, and in doing so insulted their race. Emissaries from the vizier of the genie of the air, came to demand an apology from the wizard, only to be turned into slaves and their bodies bound in chains. It was then that the Malik of the fire jinn, known as the Ifrit, sent his assassins. They hid in a cloud of dust and approached as the mage was sleeping. I don't know how I feel about them using the term genie, and jinn. I suppose it's supposed to be because they're different types? But they're all essentially, I believe, just different cultures' phrases for, or terms for genies. Like what we think of as a genie. I think. But I'm not familiar with Pathfinder, so. But they did not know that the wise man had taught his servants his techniques. While he slept, his servants captured the assassins. The Pasha of the Shaitans, also known as the Earth Genies, sent his finest warrior, Termir, the destroyer of palaces. By his command, Kiben Sal's palace fell and turned to rubble. The cunning wizard foresaw this, however, and fled to the island of Jalmare. Termir chased after him, forgetting that the waters of the ocean could not hold his heavy flesh. As he began to drown, Kiben Sald sent ships to save him, but only after Termir swore to serve him. As compensation for the palace he destroyed, the genie was commanded to build the pure temple of the Maharaja, which was 100 times more beautiful than the one he destroyed. Trust me, for I have seen this temple with my very eyes. One of the royal Marids, the genies of the water, came to free his brethren from captivity. Of all the genies, was the wisest. For 3 days, Kiban Sald competed with the genie in the art of poetry. At the end of the 3rd night, Kiban Sald was so exhausted that he was about to take a ceremonial dagger to open his own veins. The genie, however, was first to admit defeat, and entered a copper vessel which the wizard then sealed. It was thus that history came to know the Maharaja as the great conqueror of the genies. As you can see, your actions may be seen as valorous by some and heinous by others, for it is still forbidden to utter the name of Kiban Sald among the genii, so much as it is hated. Let others think of you as a villain or a lunatic. All that truly matters is that enlightenment and devotion to your own goals blooms in your heart. It is decided. I shall continue my work on my path to mastery, and will create a masterpiece which will immortalize my name. May it serve you well, whether I be praised for it by your friends or cursed for it by your enemies. Okay. Actually, I think there's an exit right up here.
Time to search for the spot to rest.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so that's going now. We still have like 200 days for that. Yeah, I have to take that to Village by Lake Silverstep.
Clashing swords, hours despairing, vows made in silence, hoping and daring. Ugh, that rhyme is rubbish. But I know all the words. Why is it so hard to put them together?
Alright, so we have to go to a village by Lake Silverstep. Probably Lake Silverstep Village. After we check out this. A Fey prophetess has made camp at a crossroad. She reveals the future to all who come past, but only the dark side of the future. She may not be lying, but her stories are making the people miserable, and they look to the future with a sense of doom. Well, we got a while before we can do any of that, so... Alright. Away we go, penguin! Hey! Where are you going? Do not walk in circles. No. Penguin. Fight! 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 What do you think, Penguin? Fight! Penguin says fight.
Why don't we set up camp?
What? Why are we fighting a floof? Oh, I'm sorry, floof. This is an evil floof.
True.
It has mad mammoth disease, exactly.
This is going to hurt.
it's allowed to run wild, it will infect the others.
I'm not used to lighting enemies on fire first.
Serves you right.
I'm tired. Legs weak. Stomach empty.
Alright, let's go. We do need to camp, but I need to... There was like something in my... There was an event. What?
Why don't we set up camp?
What? The guards talked to the refugees and reassured them that the authorities would protect everyone in the region, whereas elsewhere they would be defenseless. The people weighed their options and decided to remain where it was safe. A band of hulking undead creatures was seen in the region. The locals are terrified of the dark of night and the strange sounds they hear coming from the shadows. Actually, it would be nice to increase my stability. Penguin. Boop, what are you doing? Camp. Yeah, camp.
Why Lindsay smells so bad? Ugh, like flowers. Clean flowers. Stings eyes.
I will take that compliment in the spirit it was given. So thank you.
Yes.